What is happening, people, and welcome back to another video on this channel. So I know I haven't been here for a long time. I haven't posted a video in about the last week and a half. It has been my birthday and things have been a bit hectic around the house and we've had a lot of work done to the house. But I am back now and hopefully I should be getting back into a routine of posting videos once a week, twice a week. Throughout the whole of summer, I will be looking to post more and more videos when we get back into the gym. So today's video we are looking at different tricep variations. So the two main tricep variations in regards to this video, we're looking at skull crushers and we're looking at close grip bench press. So with both the exercises, they're both great exercises to work the triceps. This isn't going to be one versus the other, which is going to be what the title is saying. It is going to be more like looking at comparing both of the positives and negatives of both of the exercises. If this is something you want to see in the future with a few more different movements and different body parts, do let me know. I like going into the science of different exercises, and obviously as I am doing it for my university course, it is good practice for the future. Like I said, I have my PT qualification, but I am not the most qualified person, so there is going to be people out there hating me. Like, I'm learning, like same with you. I don't think I know everything. I'm trying to progress with my knowledge. So don't hate on me straight away. If I say something wrong, if I say a movement wrong, be a bit lenient with me. Triceps are a really great exercise for working and building up your aesthetics of the arm and also improving your bigger lifts. So if you're looking at bench press and you want to gain a bigger bench press and gain a bigger shoulder press and stuff like this, it's going to be great for working stability and you can't neglect them. So the first exercise is skull crushers. So skull crusher is a single joint movement. So I'll put it on the screen now. As you can see, it's a movement where your arms are going to be above your head and you're locked out at the elbow joint, and the only joint that does have movement through it is the elbow. The shoulder is there for stability, however it is just the elbow that's moving. Whereas if you're looking at a close grip bench press, you're going to be working multiple joints at the same time. So this video is going to be looking at which one I would prefer. I mean, with both exercises, I like implementing them both into my arm day routines and even bringing them into like chest day, for example, or push day. It's really up to you. Use these exercises and use these videos to just kind of gauge your own workouts and make sure that you know what you want to do with your own workouts. So a study presented by Gentile et al., okay, got that right, basically compared both single joint movements and multiple joint movements when looking at kind of different exercises, and he presented the findings that both exercises, single and multiple joint, have the same increase in strength and hypertrophy gain over a longer period of time. So it is good to make sure that you're implementing both of these types into your workout. So all I'm going to be going through in this video is looking at kind of both of the positives and negatives, so you know when best to use these exercises and when best to implement them into your workout. Other exercises such as dips, handstand walks, handstand kind of press-ups almost, I don't even know what the name of it is, clean and jerks, snatches, they're all going to implement shoulder stability and also triceps. You need to have strong triceps for all of these exercises. So that's why it's really important to kind of take these exercises into consideration. As you can see in the videos that I've just shown you, I only have a 35 kg barbell. If you have dumbbells, you can use dumbbells for both of these exercises, as I will also show you. However, I think that a barbell for both of these exercises is going to be better for stability. If you're looking at getting really good shoulder stability and stuff like that, dumbbell is perfect. However, if you want to go heavier with these exercises, it'll be easier to use a barbell. So Jacob Landon in 2020 presented a study, so a really recent study, on how to perform the perfect skull crusher, and he basically came out and said that the skull crusher is the best exercise that there ever is to come out for triceps. This is wrong. I wouldn't say that it's the best, okay? It's a very good exercise, however you need to look at both of the positives. This journal article was also approved by Kai Green and Rich Gaspery, and I was a bit like, the thing is, I don't get how they can approve stuff, because they're both bodybuilders, don't get me wrong, they're both at the top of their field. However, I'm not shouting like fucking trying to mug them off or anything, but what qualifications do they have? And fair play, I haven't actually looked this up. If they've both got like degrees in sports science and everything, fair play to them. However, I'm pretty sure that they can't make statements like that. The study did have lots of positive kind of points backing up a skull crusher. However, you need to look at kind of the positives of a close grip bench press as well. With close grip bench press, because it's multiple joints, you're going to be able to go heavier and you're going to be able to put a heavier load on the triceps, and it is going to be working other muscles at the same time. So if you want to implement it into a push day workout, it's perfect. However, with a skull crusher, as it's more isolated, you're getting a better range of motion of the triceps, and the tension is on the triceps at all times. So you really need to look at kind of both of the positives and make your own judgment on it. I would say that I would recommend personally putting both of them into my workout routine. I think they're both great exercises to implement in, and they are the two best tricep exercises that I could think of. Obviously you've got all of that, the cable accessories and things like that, but if you've only got like a bit of time to get a bit of triceps in, you really want to overload, and these are the two exercises that you can do that. So the skull crusher does allow a really deep elbow flexion when it's going into the movement, so it puts a lot of pressure and demand onto the tricep to control that movement. And because it's isolated up here, because it's isolated and the only movement is at the elbows, the only muscle that is actually working is the tricep. You've got the stability from all of the shoulder muscles and the delts. However, the only one that's actually got movement going through it is the tricep. However, when you're doing these sort of movements, it's obviously taking the tension onto the chest, and it's also going to have a lot more from the front delts and the rear. So again, take it into consideration. In the videos that I did show you, I've only got a light bar. With a light bar, any day skull crushers is going to be a lot more beneficial. However, when you're getting back into the gyms and you can go a lot heavier with your movements, then again, close grip bench press, you'll be able to go up to maybe 100 kg. And if you're putting 100 kg versus 30 kg, I don't know, because it's isolated. That's the thing, you've got more muscles. Yin and yang, which one's better? I don't know. Okay, Loki et al. Also in 2017, he managed to look at the kind of the movement speed of each of the exercises and kind of the impact that it does have on hypertrophy and strength building and everything like that. So it really is important to make sure that you're slowing down the movement, especially on the decline, to tear more muscle fibers, to make sure that you're kind of controlling it and putting more pressure on the joints. As well with the skull crusher, when you're coming down, pulls at both the top and the bottom of the movement is really important, because you're getting that massive stretch of the tricep at the bottom, and when you're exploding up and pulling at the top, you've got all of the pressure on the joints. Okay, so Brad Sconenfield, who has a PhD in muscle development, if that's wrong and I've pronounced his name wrong, then fuck it, like, I don't really care. So basically he looked at the kind of the best rep range for muscle growth. So this is a proper sticky one, and I know this is going to cause a lot of hate in the comment section, and people are going to say different things with rep ranges because there's so many journal articles that back up so many different things. However, I like this one because it kind of took it all into consideration, and it kind of looked at what you want to achieve. If you're looking to kind of build muscle size, then you're going to want to kind of stick to the higher rep ranges, 1 and 6 reps. You're going to be building a lot more kind of strength within the muscles, working on the faster twitch muscle fibers, etc, etc. So what I would recommend is to have a good kind of balance on both. Maybe if you're using both of these exercises, skull crushers and close grip bench press, if you're using both of these in your workout, maybe stick to close grip bench press, stick in between 1 and 6 reps, maybe do like kind of 4 times 6 reps. And then do skull crushers afterwards as a kind of like an isolation, working on the pulls and working on going slower with the movement. And you can go a lot lighter on the weight and stick between maybe 12 and 16 reps for 4 or 5 sets. This is going to get you a good all-round kind of balance of both rep ranges and working on size and also strength. Whereas if you just stick to just doing high or just doing low, you're not going to get the maximum benefits from this study. Again, it might be wrong, this study might be wrong, because there's loads of stuff that backs up so many different things. Also, I'm not an expert, I haven't done these tests for myself, and when you're looking at stuff online, it's very difficult to kind of gauge a clear reading when you haven't actually done the test yourself, when you're looking at secondary data. So again, if you have any points and you have any kind of comments on this, feel free to let me know. Okay, the massive reasoning behind why I'm not picking one or the other is because with the skull crushers, it's going to work the longer head of the tricep, whereas if you're looking at the close grip bench press, it's going to work the bigger head. So this is why it's good to do both of the exercises and keep a good variation. Again, as well, there's a lot to do with different speed twitch fibers within the tricep. That's why it's good to get an overall of different exercises and doing overhead stuff, doing doing behind the back stuff, it's going to be working different parts of the tricep. If you want kind of a more of an insight into this, I'll definitely recommend Steve Cook's video. He does it a lot better than I do, because this video is rushed, I do apologise, but Steve Cook is a great person to follow, and he has done a video on this before. So if you want to go check that out, then go over to his channel. I mean, he doesn't exactly need the clout, but you know, as well, I think it is important to mention like alternatives for this exercise. So obviously, if you can't get a barbell, then and you've only got dumbbells, you can obviously do overhead tricep extensions. Just make sure you're keeping your elbows tucked, so you're making the movement a lot longer. So you can do overhead tricep press, you can do single arm behind the head, you can do kickbacks. It's good to mention different alternatives, because you don't know what you're going to have when you get in the gym. You don't know what equipment's going to be available. Also, I would mention, if you're on a bench, then elevating your legs and kind of having your feet elevated, it does put a lot more tension on the body, because you don't have the balance and stability from your legs. If you're thinking about bench press, when you are performing a bench press, a lot of the power and a lot of the movement actually comes from your legs, because you've got a lot of drive. If you're isolating that and you're taking your legs away, it's going to mean that you're going to have to be more balanced, and it's going to put a lot more pressure and stability on your shoulders, your elbows, and it's going to increase your overall strength. And you'll really see a difference when you go into your bigger lifts. When I go in the gym and I do bench press, I sometimes do a lot of the heavier sets with my legs elevated, just so I can kind of put more pressure on my chest. And then when you implement your legs in, you really do see a difference in your legs. So in your legs. So that is something to take into consideration. I need to shout out Gaz Fit for helping me out with this video and giving me just kind of a bit more of an insight. He's going into his Masters in Sports Science at Birmingham, and he's a good friend of mine on Instagram, so shout out to you. Thank you for kind of helping me with this video. If there's anything you want to see, and if there's any kind of different exercises you want me to compare and you want me to look into a bit more, this was a bit more generic, this video. I didn't go into massive detail with the journal articles, because I needed to rush and get a video out, because I know I haven't posted for like a week and a half, and I've started to feel bad. I started to miss kind of posting videos. But I do want to make kind of a series out of this, and I do want to start posting more videos comparing gym exercises, especially as we're kind of going back into the gym now. Hopefully within the next few weeks we can get back in there. So I would love to compare different exercises, and hopefully it won't just be me sat in my room. I've got a lot of content coming out, so like I'm preparing my own home gym at the minute, so that's coming together nicely. I'm going to get that video out as soon as I can. We're just having a bit of problems with trying to get rid of the pool table at the minute. As soon as that home gym is sorted as well, I can get some really good workout videos for you guys. And again, thank you for watching. Until next time, goodbye.